What's up, guys? Back here for Devlog Part 7. So there's a lot that you guys missed. There's been some glitches, new animations, all that good stuff. So let's start with the Toucan animation. First up, I decided to add a poofy kind of explosion with feathers and dust that comes out when the Toucan decides to hit the chameleon player. And thank God for Unity's particle system. I guess I'll just call this the Toucan hit animation or the Toucan hit collider. This effect gives it a kind of cartoony explosion look, which is really neat. It almost kind of reminds me of Angry Birds, even though that's not the style I'm going for. I also decided to add some new animations in for the player character. So you have the animation where the player can now eat insects. I decided to change it from insects because eggshells just didn't make sense and I didn't think the player would understand. So whenever you see an insect, you would basically just go up to the insect and go eat it. Now, as far as the insect, I don't know if I want to keep it. I'm using a mosquito as a placeholder and it just has one animation for the moment. So I might go with something more like a worm because it might have more versatility in the end. When I say versatility, I mean maybe I can change different insects on their color. Because the insect is white, it's supposed to represent invisibility. Or at least that's what I was kind of going for. Hopefully it makes sense. Also, you can't forget that the AI has different types of movements. One movement is to go towards the fruit. The next movement would be to go in different random spots, checking for an invisible player. Another one will be going after the person who is holding the fruit. And another movement is going towards insects, so that will be a total of 4. I also didn't want to forget about the different types of movement. So as I said before, this game is going to be mobile, but I also want it to be for PC as well. So by rigging up a few buttons, I was able to set up a joystick and I was also to set up a keyboard movement as well. One of the most important things when making a game is the instruction. Looking at a lot of other indie game developers, I can see that some of their games, their instructions aren't that really well detailed. So I really wanted to make sure I got in the how to play menu in the beginning of the game. So I decided to set it up and I spent a few days drawing up and mocking, making some sketches, and really fine-tuning how the game is supposed to be played. In addition to the how to play menu, I also created a practice mode, so that way the player can practice and get used to playing a game of hide and seek by themselves and grabbing the fruit. By making a practice mode, it kind of helps the player get used to how to play the game. Now let's kind of talk about the glitches. So as you can see, some of the eyeballs kind of move around and jiggle a lot during the animation. That's because there is no animator override controller. By making an animator override controller, I would have to switch and swap out different animations. So that means I will have to actually make sure the eyeballs are on the animation sprite sheets this time. So I will go fix that up later, but when this comes out in a beta, you will see a little bit of a jiggle, so forgive me. Now let's move on to the really good part of this devlog. Everybody likes changing skins and adding different mods for the character. So I kind of set up a few different skins. We have turtle, we have a doctor, we have a floral blush, we also have a banana. Yeah, you know, fun. But we have a whole bunch of different skins, so that way you guys can test out and have fun. And it really actually wasn't that hard to set this up. It was literally just setting up different sprite renderers and attaching them to a transformed position, and by changing the animations and moving the points, you can have the different skins and mods move around along with the character. It wasn't that difficult. This is the more fun part because I can get more creative with the skins, and you guys can also leave me some suggestions down below. Or you could join the Discord and leave me suggestions there. Come on, what are you guys doing? Join the Discord. So you might think that if you're playing hide and seek, that most of the game might just be going to one spot and hiding out for a while. Well, you're wrong. You can't stay in one spot if you're constantly on the move from a predator. This is exactly why a toucan is going to chase you. And not just one. I might have to throw in a couple, maybe 1, 2, maybe 3, or a whole flock, just in the entire game, just to throw you off a little bit and keep you on your toes. But you have to remember that the invincibility mode will make this much more fun, and your enemies will never see you coming. It almost reminds me of a certain jutsu. Huh, it actually worked. Just kidding. Have you ever found yourself trying to figure out where the hell are you in a certain part of the game? Well, that's exactly why there's a map in it. But I don't want this to be a map where it locates your position and other players' position. This will be more of an old school treasure type of map. Basically, you're hunting down the fruit and you know where different areas are. So you have the yellow zone, red zone, blue zone, brown zone, orange zone, so on and so on. So there's one more thing I want to talk about before wrapping up this video. So basically, there's different ways to play hide and seek, and I'm not sure if I want to implement them into my game just yet. So there's one version of hide and seek where it's the standard one. Basically you go hide and you have to go find everyone. So that might be a really good way of playing hide and seek. There's also team up in hide and seek. There's even hide and seek jail. Basically you almost like capturing the other person. There's also hot or cold. There's even object hunt. These are just really good ways to boost my game's interest and really get the maximum fun out of it. Are you done yet? He's getting louder. Anyway, as you can see, there's different ways to make my game better just by adding in these different ways to play hide and go seek. If you remember what I said in my previous devlogs, I wanted this game to be multiplayer. So I want you guys to play with your friends, your auntie, your cousins, your dog. Come on, it's for the views. Why do you look so terrified? But you guys can see my point. I want you guys to play with anybody you can. Hopefully one day you might play against me. I don't know. I just really want this game to take off in a really positive way. Literally everybody has played hide and seek at least at one point in their life. And it was the best, scariest, most anxiety-driven game. And I really want this game to take off with that concept. So, and I think that wraps up this devlog. There's going to be a few things that have to be added in pretty soon. Oh, that reminds me. Something very, very important that I have to tell you guys is the beta is going to be dropping on itch.io very, very soon. But when I say beta, I mean by this is not going to be multiplayer. You're just going to be playing against the AI. When the real version comes out, then you'll be playing online with other people. But for now, I just need some beta testers and I want to see how this game is going to run. And if you guys also like the concept of hide and seek with chameleons. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And I will be with you guys in the next video. And the next video is actually probably going to be about sound effects and making music. So it's going to be pretty fun. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time.